Issues Daily. We've got a seriously stacked show for you today. James Gunn has finally broke his silence on the Peacemaker finale Backlash. Spider-Man's life takes a wild turn with the mysterious new blonde, and Galactus kills an X-Men. Plus, we got Godzilla is tearing his way through the Marvel universe, and things got gets God level worthy. The Turtles hit a massive milestone, and we're wrapping up with today's Cover Price Daily Shakers Report. Let's get into it right after the message from our sponsor. Today's episode is brought to you by Ron's Comic Closet, your spot to get new releases, some back issues, or some hidden collectibles. And if you use code I have issues at checkout, you'll get 20% off your first purchase with Ron's Comic Closet. All right, we got a thing for you. Let's get ready. We got a show. Here we go. James Gunn has finally responded to the Peacemaker season 2 Backlash finale. Backlash, according to the Mahajward, I apologize for the name. I'm terrible at names. From superherohype.com, James Gunn has officially broken his silence on the backlash surrounding Peacemaker season 2 finale, titled Full Nelson, which aired on October 10th of 2025. The show scored an impressive 95% critics rating overall for the season, but the finale left fans divided. Many expected a surprise DC cameos and a Man of Tomorrow tie-in that never came. When a fan asked Gunn on Threads if he had seen the criticism, he replied, "Definitely. Not everyone can love everything. I love the episode, but I understand not everyone does." That down-to-earth response earned some praise for taking the high road. Gunn also clarified that there's currently no season 3 in development, but he added, "Never say never." Even with mixed reactions, the finale successfully closed the multiverse narrative and planted seeds for the DCU's future. Was the criticism fair or totally overblown? Drop your take in the comments and let me know. And since the finale left us with so many unanswered questions, let's break down some of the biggest mysteries everyone is still talking about. First, from Kaya Young at comicbook.com, she highlights 7 major storylines still unresolved after Peacemaker Season 2 divisive ending. The biggest is the quantum unfolding chamber. Augie Smith's device capable of accessing 99 alternate realities. We visited some of the bizarre worlds, including Nazi-occupied Earth X and a zombie-infested dimension also, but we had several crucial threads remain dangling. Rick Flag Jr. Never reappeared, and the teased Captain Triumph fight between Christopher Smith and his Earth X counterpart never happened. The finale also introduced Checkmate, a new organization led by the 11th Street Kids, Judo Master Langston Fleury and Sasha Bordeaux, along with the 11th Street Kids, set to challenge Argus's anti-metahuman agenda. Gunn confirmed Checkmate will play a major role in DCU going forward. Meanwhile, a secret deal between Rick Flag Sr. and Lex Luthor, Nicholas Holt, hints at a Man of Tomorrow, which will be out in 2027, storyline, and fans still want answers about Vigilante's brother, Gut Chase, whose dark past keeps hanging over Adrian's head. Which unresolved threads are you dying to see explored? The Chamber, Lex's alliance, or Vigilante's family history? And speaking of Lex Luthor, Nicholas Holt just shared what we can expect from the next big villainous turn in the DCU. Good morning, Brian. How are you doing? And Anthony Nash from superherohype.com recapped Nicholas Holt's recent GQ interview where the actor discussed returning as Lex Luthor in Man of Tomorrow. Holt admitted he hasn't read James Gunn's finished script yet, but he said he expects to dive back in. He praised Gunn as a wonderful director and creative person, adding that playing a villain is freeing because there's nothing you can do that could be wrong. I'm sure it does give a lot of freedom. Holt said he and Gunn have already talked about redefining Lex for this universe. He wants to explore the character's obsessive brilliance, warped morality, and how far he'll go to prove himself superior to Superman. The film releases July 9th of 2027 as of right now, with David Cornsweet and Rachel Brosnahan returning as Clark Kent and Lois Lane. The title references one of Superman's classic nicknames, used in both comics and the 2020 animated movie, though it's unclear how much inspiration it draws from earlier stories. What kind of Lex Luthor do you want? Cold strategist or charming sociopath? Let me know. All right, let's swing over to New York, where everybody's favorite or neighborhood Spider-Man is getting some action because Peter Parker's world just got a little more complicated and a lot blonder. This is from Rich Johnson at bleedingcool.com. He gives us a peek inside Amazing Spider-Man 14. While Peter Parker's off in space with Pepe Larraz and artist Art McGuinness spotlighting Ben Reilly, Chasm, and Janie Gabi, Hallows Eve, trying to fill Peter's shoes. Ben even handles Peter's day job and brunch schedule, while Jamie flaunts her disguised powers. One mask reportedly labeled slutty. Okay. And she's wearing Peter's shirt to boot. Then Aunt May pops in for a visit and finds a mysterious blonde living in Peter's apartment. Classic Peter chaos. Johnson jokes that for a science nerd, Peter sure attracts supermodels. He probably does pull a little bit above his weight class there. Meanwhile, Norman Osborn's life is on the line as the mysterious Goblin Slayer continues targeting him, escalating the tension in Joe Kelly and McGinnis's latest issue. Who is the blonde, new love interest, or new problem? Drop your theory below. Well, I think the article just stated it's probably Hallows Eve, just in disguise. And if you think that's wild, wait until you hear how critics are praising this very issue for its balance of heart and action. All right, this is a review of Spider-Man 14 from David Brooke at AIPT.com, comics.com. Says Amazing Spider-Man 14 shines most when it gets personal. With Peter off-world, the story centers on Ben Reilly and Norman Osborn. Norman's desperate to don the Spidey suit again, even though Miles' Spider-Boy and friends want him nowhere near it, and a deadly threat forces his hand. Writer Joe Kelly explores Ben's drive to matter, juggling Peter's research job, yearning for Aunt May's approval, and struggling with his relationship with Janie, Hallows Eve. Gets to flex her power set too, disguising herself as Frankenstein's monster to take down crooks. The tension spikes when Ben outright rejects Norman, contrasting with Peter's uneasy new friendship with him. Brooke notes that Todd Nuke with Ed McGuinness split the art. Nanook handled quieter beats, and McGuinness brings the explosive double-page fights. The different style can clash, but together they capture the story, emotional heights, and chaotic energy. What's your favorite kind of Spidey story? Heartfelt struggle or pure action? All right. Speaking of chaos, let's talk about the crossover that is equal parts absurd and awesome. That's Godzilla versus Marvel. David Brooks at AIPT called the latest issue pure, unfiltered comic book spectacle. Writer Gary Dugan pits Godzilla against the Hulk and then Wakanda itself in a nonstop thrill ride packed with wild ideas. The heroes are outmatched, yet they keep finding inventive ways to survive. Artists Javier Gordon and Paco Medina craft cinematic, high-impact visuals from Hulk infusing himself with pin particles to the hero teaming up in a Megazoid-style formation. This is next level, including a roar that literally bursts Hulk's eardrums. It's loud, ridiculous, and absolutely glorious. Brooke admits the plot isn't deep and the character arcs are thin, but the spectacle and the imagination make this a must-read for fans who just want to see Marvel Universe get stomped in style. What's your all-time favorite over-the-top crossover moment? Let me know. And from city-crushing monsters to universe-ending gods, Godzilla just took out one of X-Men's most beloved heroes. All right. Matthew Morrison, a superhero hype, reports a shocking turn in Unbreakable X-Men #1, part of Marvel's Age of Revelations event. In this future timeline, the X-Men are led by Ransom near New Orleans when Galactus appears, claiming Teen Mutant Dom as his new herald. Rogue steps up in a classic fashion, trying to drain Galactus's power cosmic to save Earth. The plan works, sort of. Both merge into a massive life-size statue, seemingly sacrificing Rogue to save Dom and the planet. But years later, we see Galactus comatose on the ocean floor until his body starts to stir. Morrison notes it's a stunning, tragic twist from writer Gail Simone and artist Lucas Wernick that set the stage for a massive cosmic fallout still to come. Is this Rogue's greatest heroic moment or the beginning of something terrifying? Let us know. And while Galactus is devouring worlds, or trying to, another Marvel heavyweight just proved he's worthy of a god's power. Matt Morrison from superherohype.com, got a lot of stories from them today because they're a lot of character-focused items, revealed in One World Under Doom #8 by Ryan North and R.B. Silva, Ben Grimm, the Thing, finally gets his godly moment. During a massive battle against Dr. Doom's armed with Sorcerer Supreme magic, Beta Ray Bill is knocked out cold. Reed Richards and Sue Storm channel energy to reforge Stormbreaker, but they need someone worthy to wield it. Ben steps up, driven by years of pain and righteous anger from Doom's manipulations, and he lifts it. The enchantment may be on Stormbreaker instead of a Mjolnir, but the rules are the same. Only the worthy may wield it. Morrison confirms that moment cements the Thing among Marvel's most righteous heroes, finally getting the respect he deserves. Be honest, who else gets chills seeing Ben Grimm prove himself worthy? Type Yancey Street. I gotta say, it's close to Ben Grimm picking up Stormbreaker. It's pretty close to Captain America picking up Mjolnir in Endgame. That was pretty awesome. And speaking of strong, let's talk about the heroes in a half shell, because the Turtles just broke 100,000 sales without even rebooting. Rich Johnson at bleedingcool.com reports that IDW's TMNT 13 hit over 100,000 orders, an incredible feat for a non-#1 issue. The milestone kicks off a new era with Eisner-winning Gene Luen Yang and artist Freddie Williams II. Yang credits the Turtles for launching his comic career through the excerpt grant, while Williams called drawing them a lifelong dream. IDW sales director Ryan Balcam said the key was a creative blind bag strategy. Affordable mystery variants by Clayton Crane, Daniel Warren Johnson, and Jared Cullum, and others, capped off by a 1 in 100 Raza cover debuting the villain Ujami. Johnson notes the December release proves that nostalgia and smart marketing can still move major numbers in today's market. Who's chasing one of these blind bags? Which variants are you hoping to pull? Me personally, I know I don't pick up the blind bags. I haven't done that yet, but I have watched a number of YouTubers that have been picking up the blind bags, and they're having a lot of fun with them. So I'm pretty sure they might jump on this train also. And now it's time to wrap things up with what's moving the money. Your Cover Price Daily Shakers Report. All right. We're going to finish strong with today's top movers on the secondary market. At the top, we got Fighting 5, Volume 2, issue number 40 from 1966, and a CGC 9.0 sold for $7,200, fueled by renewed interest in Charlton Comics team that inspired Peacemaker. And then after that, we got Incredible Hulk, issue number 181, everybody's first full appearance of the little Canadian mutant named Wolverine by Herb Trimpe. Went for $5,936 and a CGC 9.0. And this proves that Bronze Age keys never slow down. And then we got the classic mutant domination going on. We got X-Men #1 from 1963 in a CGC 3.0 hit 500 or $5,101, and we got a GSX1 from 1975 and a CGC 9.0 reached $4,050. And then we got some, since it is October, we got some horror to talk about. And horror collectors joined the party with House of Secrets number 92 from 1971. The first Swamp Thing sold for $3,120 and a CGC 8.0. And then we got some Silver Age Marvel keeps heating up because Amazing Spider-Man #2 from 1963 in a CGC 5.5 sold for $3,100. And ASM #4, we're in those low ASMs, from 1963 and a 6.0 sold for $2,247. And we're not going to leave out Marvel's mightiest team, the Avengers, because Avengers #1 in a from 1963 and a 4.0 sold for $2,956. Those might be attainable for me in a couple years, maybe. We'll see. And then on the DC side, it wasn't quite either, because we got Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen, issue number 134 from 1970. The Dark Side's first cameo landed $2,280 in a CGC 9.6. And then we're back over to Marvel, where we got Daredevil #1 from 1964 is closing out our top 10 with $2,056 in a CGC 3.0. Silver Age and Bronze Age blue chips remain rock solid, showing that nostalgia and scarcity still drive serious heat. And if money was no object, which of these keys would you grab first? Tell me your dream book in the comments below. Personally, I know that Brian LCS probably was eyeing some of those early ASMs. All right. And now just to remind everybody, this is October, which is Comics Curing Cancer Month. And this at the end of the month, we got the comic book auctions that C3 is going to be doing all across different channels on YouTube. It's October 24th through the 26th. And I have the schedule for y'all to check out right here. All right, so make sure that you check out C3's Comic Curing Cancer auction all weekend, October 24th through 26th. And then also, please remember, on every Sunday night, I have Comic Channel Origins, where I interview past content, or where I interview comic book YouTube content creators about how they have built their channel from when they had 0 subscribers, 0 views, up to where they are now. It's been a very interesting, I've learned a lot, so it's pretty cool. A lot of tips, tricks. Check it out. You can click on the playlist and see past guests that I've had, a lot of interesting ones. And this weekend on Sunday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, I have the one and only, here we go. I got 120 Comics Mike is going to be on here to talk about how he's grown his channel from 0 subscribers up to over 21,000 that he has right now. Should be a lot of great insight, information. So please check that out. Please join us. And all right, friends, that wraps up today's Comic Issues Daily. If you enjoyed the show, hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. I don't know why you haven't. And ring the bell so you never miss a drop or issues or news that I have for you. And big thanks again to Ron's Comic Closet. And if you use code I have issues at checkout, you'll get 20% off your first purchase. I'll see you back here tomorrow, same time, same channel, far more comics, news, hot takes, and caffeine fueled chaos. Stay nerdy, everyone.